All right, what's up guys? Welcome in this new video. So that is a very unplanned video. I never thought I would get to do something like this, but here we are today. We just witnessed a market crash on the oil market of 100%. As you guys can see on the chart, it's literally sitting at $0. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, that's phenomenal. I've never seen something like this, and it's really, something that happens once in a lifetime. So that is a really crazy situation. Yesterday night, we were still trading, at $18, right? As you guys can see here. So $18, this is where we were yesterday night, and now it's at zero. So it's crazy. I don't even know how I should describe that. That is insane. Literally, there's no rationality behind this. This is at zero. And yeah, so I just want to explain you guys basically what happened in this video, kind of share with you guys some thoughts, some analysis, some key points to really understand this whole situation. I just got off a call with some of my students and traders in Reversal Master. So that was pretty nice. We did talk for about an hour about this whole situation, what's going on, what can we do, about it. Is there a way that we could profit of this situation, maybe trade other markets and things like that. And so I thought of, why not do a video for you guys, kind of walk you through the whole analysis, my thought process, and what I think of this whole situation. So I hope that this will bring you guys some value. And yeah, if you like that type of video, once again, you can leave a like under it. I would really appreciate it. So with that being said, let's actually get right into it. I don't want to make this video too long as well. So this is where we opened yesterday night, as you guys can see, right? So the price was still here, everything was still in place only 24 hours ago in reality. And so what happened, right? So we already had broken this major level a couple of weeks ago. And so basically on the long term, I was looking at a potential reversal to the upside, okay? Because of course, when you look at something like that, it's a commodity, it's used in many industries, it's something that, has some value, or at least you would think that it has some value. So it's not something, that you expect for it to go to zero, It's not a forecast that you could have made. It would not even have been valid to think that this would go back to zero. And so that just goes to show you guys how crazy this whole situation is, like you don't forecast that these things go back to zero, because they are commodities and they are, used in, as I said, a lot of industry. And so there are people who work in those industries, there are people who get paid, people who buy oil and all that stuff, so there's a whole economy, a whole system that is around it. So it's not something that can go to zero very easily just like that, like you really need to have something crazy to make this market go to zero. And so that's what happened right here. So I never thought we would see zero, and I thought that we would go back up. But the only question was, when are we going back up, right? So that was my thought process, even just yesterday night. And so I was waiting for a sign of a reversal. And so that is the reason why I did not take any buy on oil, even if it was going down and even if the price was pretty attractive. It's because there was no confirmation of a reversal. And so I always talk about this in the course, on YouTube, everywhere, but that's really important. You need to wait for a confirmation of your bias before that you trade it, right? And so we never got this confirmation for the upside, which is why I did not buy oil. And well, that's pretty good for me, right? Because I would have lost all the money on this trade. So anyway, now, as it was going down here on yesterday night, the first level that I was looking at for the price to hold was this low here. And so the reason why I was looking at this level is because if you guys look at the date here, we were in 2001. And so this was basically the 9/11 attack, right? And so I was looking to see if the price would actually be able to hold above this level and go back up, or if we were to break through. And as you guys can see, we did break through pretty early actually in the night, right? So this is where we opened here. And as you guys can see in the first, well, let's see more precisely. Yeah, so in the first 3 hours yesterday, we did break through this level. So after that, I was like, okay, so we broke an important level. So once again, let's redo this process over again and see where are the other levels of where the price could go. And so in reality, if we look left, well, there's not a lot of possibilities, right? So we had this level here, then we can probably look at this level here, which is about 10. This is also about 10, right? So pretty much around the 10 level, and maybe a little above, we had these kind of levels here. So, around that zone, right? So this kind of gives us, maybe, let's say 12 to 10 zone was really the last kind of big obstacle that there was, right? So let's just remove these lines just to keep it clear. So yeah, so this was the first level I was really looking at, as I said, and after that, the 10 to 12 zone that was a little under that. And so what I said on Instagram yesterday is that this was really the last major obstacle for the price. And if we were to break through this, right? So if we were to go below 10, I mean, I said that anything could happen at this point, like who knows what could happen, right? That's the point, because that's just fucking crazy. You would not expect something like that to go super low back to the lows of 1980, And so it did, as you guys can see. And after that, today when I saw that it actually broke this morning, I was like, okay, something is going on there, if we broke such a major level, I mean, at this point, the last obstacle is 0. In reality, that's what I told myself, and through the day, it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And we can clearly see, the impact that it had when we broke this level, right? So if we go on the lower time frame, you guys will see this. Let's go 1 hour. Yeah, there we go, right? So look at the momentum that it gained when we broke this important obstacle, right? So we had this. When we broke this, I said, okay, most likely coming back to the zone. And we can see that when we got between 12 and 10, this is when the market tried to go back up, right? We had these 2 candles here that were not red. And so it means that we got some people who actually decided to buy around this level because it was a potential reversal area, just like I said yesterday. And when we broke this level, well, it was over, right? No more obstacle to the downside. The next obstacle is 0, and this is where we sit right now. So that is kind of what happened on a technical basis, and that is my thought process and what I was looking at since yesterday. Now, on a fundamental basis, the reason why this is going down, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? There's one main reason, which is that right now everyone is in quarantine. People are stuck at home. The whole economy is kind of, on pause, I would say, right? And so no one is using oil anymore, right? Like the demand right now is pretty much at 0, right? Of course, not exactly, but it's very, very low compared to where it used to be. And the problem is that the supply of oil, there's a shit load of oil available, right? And so all of a sudden you are in a situation where this is the demand and this is the supply, right? I know it's not exactly how the graph is, right? So in the economy, the graph is more something like this. If you guys have done some economy classes, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just trying to make this simple. So if you have, almost no demand, and if the supply is very high, well, of course, it will drive the price very low. And as we can see, well, this is what happened. The price is really at 0 right now on US oil. Now, it will be interesting to see, I guess, what will follow up with this, what will be the impact on the economy, because, that's, as I said, that's so crazy. There are so many questions that we can brought up at this point and think about. I mean, no one really knows what will happen. And it's really hard, to even try to think logically about this situation, because that's not a situation that you would expect in a normal market condition. And so it opens the door for so many different possibilities. I mean, the whole, oil industry will be impacted by this. There will be millions of people who will be impacted by this. Even the other industries, that are in some ways or not related to oil could also be impacted. So, I mean, this will have a huge impact on the whole world, I would say, maybe even on on the system as a whole, right? So, yeah, that's crazy, So we will really have to wait and see, what happens with all of that. But I wanted to make this video, as I said, just to kind of give you guys some explanation on a technical basis and on a fundamental basis as well of what happened and why the price just completely, collapsed. I hope that this, I hope that this was clear. As I said, I really tried to keep this simple so all of you guys could understand my points in this video. And yeah, so at this point, I think, as I said, it's really just about following the situation, staying updated, but it's crazy. You know, the markets right now are phenomenal. A lot of things are moving, and as I said, I never thought I would see something like this, you know, in my lifetime of a trader. So it's a great experience to learn. I'm glad that I was not trading this, and yeah. So I hope that all of you guys as well are safe from this trade. If you trade some oil or not, I hope that you did not, you know, get too much impacted because of this. And if you did, well, it's a learning lesson, right? So take it as it is. Just try to learn and try to improve from here. As I said, this is not something that could have been forecast, but I tried to make this clear yesterday on Instagram. But if we were to break the $10 level, just like I had highlighted on this chart, right? So this is what I posted yesterday on Instagram. And yeah, so as I said, so if we were to break the 10 level, it's not a good sign at all. And from this point, anything was possible. And so I hope that you guys, you know, took this piece of information and really, you know, did good with it. But yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. As I said, I hope that it was here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. I would really appreciate it also. And yeah, so on that, take care, trade with care, manage money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.